they may support na mdomo.
Sifuna saying it is my constitutional duty to read.
And they repeated.
Yes.
It is
what it
is and what it is not.
It means his heart is not there.
Yeah. So Raila is in this thing alone. He must be told. Even the Court of Appeal agreed with the High Court and said, what are these people talking about? It took the Supreme Court saving the people of Kenya. Because if they had not done that, you would never have amended the Constitution of Kenya. So what are you saying? When we say let us nominate women, what kind of women do we normally nominate? Let's be honest with ourselves. Wako kwa mkutano kazi yao tu ni. Yet they are serious women. Nobody has thought about them. Let any woman get annoyed with me. That's the truth. They know it is true.
The implementation of NADCO is one of the key proponents of the Memorandum of Understanding between Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. I'm here with Prof. Manyora. We're going to talk about whether we need NADCO now. Prof, look, we've always said it's time for Kenyans to have a conversation that will solve the problems that we're having, from electoral problems to even cohesion in our country. Do you believe this should be one of the things that is implemented before even Raila settles whether in government properly?
That NADCO is a joke. I said from the word go. The meet, and I told Kalonzo, this thing will soil your name. He's supposed to be the father of that. Where is he now?
Oh.
I told him.
Wait,
people don't listen to me. They think, I tell them the truth because I see. I told Kalonzo, hii kitu ni ya upumbavu. Talk about us. It's not even your level. I told him, wacha kina Ishungwa deal with kina Opiyo and I at their level, not you. Now, NADCO is, what is in NADCO? That's a joke. Kenyans need a serious, honest, national conversation. Everything on the table.
Didn't see everything in the 10 pointers of the pact between
I didn't even need to. Those are jokes.
From corruption to leadership and integrity.
What is that now?
And NADCO itself.
Those are things government should be dealing with on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't call for an MOU for government to fight corruption. What do you mean?
When you say we need this national conversation, where does it place the Prime Minister, the office of the official opposition, in this conversation? Do you believe this is some of the things that will help in everyone in the country feeling included in government?
Then a national conversation happens when a country has reached a point they know if they don't talk, they will lose everything. And that's where we are getting. We are almost there, or we are actually there. If we don't talk, honest, serious talk, and ask honest, serious, fundamental questions. 60 years after independence, why are we still where we were? Even if some people believe we were even better during colonial times. We grew up in this city when we were drinking water from the tap. Can you drink tap water in Nairobi today? She will die the same day. Yeah. Water bowser here in Dagoretti here, another water bowser next, an exhauster for sewage. They are together. Sometimes even sharing pipes, I think. We grew up when you went to a health center in Jericho. You are treated. Women delivered in health centers. Otiende where? Is that the case? 60 years after independence, more than 1 million Kenyan children are going to school with jiggers in their toes. Millions of children go to school without shoes. You go to what they call toilets, those which are lucky, schools that are lucky to have toilets. Maggots I've been chairman of our school, I know. Maggots are on the toilet, and that's where our children, little angels, grade 1, grade, that's where they are going. During elections, polling stations, are they schools? We know that, eh? Are they not schools?
They're schools.
What do those schools look like? 60 years after independence. Child mortality, children who are dying before the age of 10. 60 years after independence. How many women die giving birth? 60 years after independence. How many problems do we have in this country?
We have all this.
How many people in Nairobi live in what people call slums? 60 years after. There is need for a conversation to ask ourselves, it is the best we can do for ourselves. It is our politics that is blocking our development. And Moi said it. Siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. We used to laugh. The guy had a better philosophy than all these professors.
Is that where we are? Siasa ni mbaya? Is this what
Yeah, siasa ni mbaya, kwa hivyo maisha ni mbaya. We need to fix our politics. Once we fix our politics, along the lines of what BBI was trying to do, that's why I supported the BBI. In a small way, an important first step to recognize that we've been unfair to ourselves as a country. We have allowed small things to derail us. We've given tribe more space than it deserves.
What is that key element of BBI that you feel is not in NADCO? Because some would argue it's almost the same. We're having offices. We are saying the winner is not the person to take it all. We should look at that. Why do you say BBI
is
better?
The spirit of BBI.
You're going to the spirit.
Yeah, the spirit of BBI. The philosophy of BBI. And I've written about it. I've said, until you sort out the Kikuyu-Luo problem in this country, now the Kalenjin are part of in the mix. The Luo feel betrayed, persecuted throughout our independence. The Kikuyu have a sense of entitlement. If you don't sort out that problem, even this confusion Raila is bringing in the country arises of that problem. Raila may not even be aware this thing is playing out of that problem, the twin problem of this country, which was captured by Uhuru and Raila BBI. The betrayal and the persecution of the Luo nation. Looking at the role they play in the struggle for independence and in their support for the Kikuyu and Jomo Kenyatta and thereafter. And yet the persecution, arresting of their sons and detention and killing and so forth, denying them jobs and development and everything, some of it quite just perceived. And the Kikuyu sense of entitlement. That's what was captured by the spirit of BBI. That's why I support it. And I've written about it. It's a critical issue we must address as a country.
Yes. But where we are, it's opposition and government always finding a way to work together.
This opposition now is not opposition. We must say what there is. This is Raila and Ruto. There's nothing like opposition. Raila is not taking opposition to government. Raila is going himself. Even within his party, you think Kinasfuna with him? There are even people like Anyang' Nyong'o, Orengo. They are not with Raila. They may, for their own survival, they may support Namudomo.
Sifuna saying it is my constitutional duty to read.
And he repeated.
Yes.
It is
what it
is and what it is not.
It means his heart is not there.
Yeah. So Raila is in this thing alone. He must be told. Because Baba is my friend. Baba is in this thing alone. He's not there with ODM or the people of Kenya or the opposition. No, he's in this thing alone. He's in this thing alone. He will soon know it.
So when it comes...
when that time comes, I will feel for Baba. Because he will be told and he will be shown in word and deed that you are alone with Ruto. But still they can win the election. I want to repeat that. Winning an election is many things. Let's not mention them. Continue.
When we look at, we're talking about NADCO, but then would you say Raila Odinga has been the person derailing that constitutional or that national conversation that we need?
Because of shortcuts.
Is it the reason?
When you are going somewhere and people try making shortcuts and deals and looking like they are clever, small little clever moves, then you remove focus on the main thing. So something like this so-called cooperation, something like this NADCO, is removing attention and focus on the main thing, which is, as a country, we got in a place, we have to ask very hard questions that will push us forward as a country. Otherwise, another 60 years to come, people will still believe in Kibra. Now it will be even worse than it is today. Kawangware will be worse. This Nairobi will be a complete slum.
Yes.
60 years from now, Nairobi will be a complete slum. Yeah.
Do you think it will be implemented? Because in NADCO there is, you know, Office of the Opposition, Office of the Prime Minister, auditing 2022 elections. Do you think all this will be
what are you auditing? Which election are you
before
auditing?
2027?
You see, that's what I'm saying. This is a big joke. What are you auditing about the election? And Ruto is the president. IBC has a process of auditing. That has already been done. So which other auditing are you talking about? That's what happened. That is what happens when people are not sincere, when they are not honest, when they are playing games. You read that, you look at the thing and just laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it will be implemented, especially the part of the Prime Minister and the office of
They
the
can. They have the power. They have the government. They have the power. They have the instrument. They can do it. I have told you they can open the constitution and insert in NADCO the way we did the National Accord. They can do it. People have been asking me in the streets,
yes,
exactly what do you mean, Manyora? I tell them, yes.
It's not.
How many people were happy with that opening of the old constitution and slotting in the National Accord? Not everybody was happy. Not all lawyers were in agreement. Yeah.
But I'm saying it's about the constitution. The constitution now does not allow changing structure of government without going back to the people.
It is always debatable.
How can you debate what is written?
How is what is written not debatable is the question.
Yeah.
A lot of these things call for interpretation. When you say structure of government,
what is
let me ask you, let me give you a very good example.
Yeah.
There's a clear separation in our constitution between the three arms of government. This is a purely presidential system, the American system. Why are ministers today going to parliament? Why a cabinet secretary is going to parliament? It's unconstitutional. It's a breach of the constitution. Because it's not a parliamentary system. Has anybody said anything? We created an independent national police service and gave ourselves the process of recruiting. Is it being followed today? Is it being followed? No. So what are you talking about? Some things call for interpretation. When they say interfering with the structure, what exactly do they mean? When they say term of the presidency or what, those things are, some of them are gray. You know, they need to be. And then the courts introduced this monster, although the Supreme Court saved us of the basic structure. All these arguments, you see, let me tell you, from the High Court, because I was very active on TV those days, I debated lawyers. I told them, this BBI case doesn't have feet, those who are trying to oppose BBI. The Constitution is as simple as you are putting it. That you can amend the Constitution. It's provided for. Parliament can do it. You can petition Parliament to do it. It's clear. The same Constitution, I think under 157 around there, it says there are certain parts of the Constitution you can't touch without involving the people of Kenya in a referendum. It says that. Among those things is even altering the boundaries of Kenya. What can be more serious than that? And yet the High Court introduced this nonsense of basic structure. That there's something you can't touch. And yet the Constitution says even the name of Kenya, even the boundaries, you can alter if you ask to talk to the people of Kenya. But they said, and I saw judges looking very learned, very tough in suits and red things. I said, what are these talking about? It went to the Supreme Court. One judge was talking, foaming at the mouth. I said, what are these people talking
Basic
about?
structure doctrine.
Yeah, which is this? They are borrowing from German and India. And I talked to lawyers on TV. The Indian case was very clear. It was necessary. So you come out now, eh?
Yes.
It was necessary that the courts ruled the way they ruled. The circumstances and it's very clear. The German one's even more elaborate. And they were, even the Court of Appeal agreed with the High Court. I say, what are these people talking about? It took the Supreme Court saving the people of Kenya. Because if they had not done that, you would never have amended the Constitution of Kenya. So what are you saying? So all these things can be done.
Best argument.
People can argue, they will go to courts, and the courts can agree with Ruto and Raila. Yeah, so it can be done. And that's why I'm saying we need a national conversation.
Finally, maybe those who fight for the two-third gender rule, it's also part of NADCO. Is it high time?
Look at the kind of, I keep telling Kenyans, a country that is not progressive, people who don't have the intention to fight the ills like corruption in society, they will have so many laws, so many regulations. If you come in this country, we have too many regulations, too many laws. Our constitution is this big. Too many laws, too many regulations. Because we don't have the will to fight corruption. We don't want to develop the country. 2/3. What is 2/3 gender rule? When you go to hospital, allow me to say this.
I know where you're
when
going.
You are being, I have said many, when you are wheeled into a theater.
You're provoked with this one.
When you are wheeled into a theater for an operation, or you are taking a loved one, kwa hiyo shuka amekaa hivi anasukuma, does it matter to you who, the color of the surgeon? Whether he's Indian or black or Chinese or green, does it matter to you? You just want the best surgeon to perform the operation on your loved one. That's what this country is. This country is like a big, huge plane. We want to fly it across the Atlantic and land it in America. We want the best pilot. Not the color, not the sex, not the gender of the pilot. No. At some point when we have landed the plane and we can now engage ourselves in those useless things of, women, children, boys, girls. No. For now, we want to make sure this country is moving forward. The nonsense of gender it doesn't matter. Because if you have fair recruitment processes, it will land on a woman. It will land on the best person. That best person may be a woman. I teach at the university. And I have no doubt in my mind, there are qualified women in this country who can do any role from president to anything. It's just that our recruitment processes are full of favoritism, nepotism. Meritocracy is not the issue. Let us put meritocracy on the pay table. Women should be saying, for the sake of this country, let us put meritocracy on the table. Let's have a structured way of recruiting people in this country so that for every job we have, it is the best person, man or woman. Hapana kutengea watu fulani. You see, I'm very annoyed. You are right, I'm charged. You know what? When we say let us nominate women, what kind of women do we normally nominate? Let's be honest with ourselves. Wako kwa mkutano kazi yao tu ni. Yet they are serious women. Nobody has thought about them. Let any woman get annoyed with me. That's the truth. They know it is true. Mtu alisema siku moja, mbona MCA hao wote ni sura mzuri. What happened? Na dunia iko na wanawake aina yote. Mbona hawa ni minji peke yao? Please, in the interest of women who have children, who have their daughters who are giving birth, they should give birth in a good country with good doctors and nurses and everybody, in good hospitals. You don't get that by creating some spaces for women. And we are not even sure how our history in nominating, nominations in general, and when it comes to women, there's nothing to be admired about our nominations. I even wonder people like Raila, given a chance to nominate, look at the people they nominate, male and female. So a process that sets some things aside for some gender, I will not support. I want the best woman. And because they are there.
Yeah.
Are you telling me there's a job for which you can't get a woman?
Yeah, all jobs.
That's the way to go.
So what you're saying?
Sio kutengea wanawake fulani ati nafasi. And then the process of even getting them is so useless. It's so porous that only the worst of the women will get there.
So we've wasted time as a country with NADCO and taxpayers' money.
That's a waste of money. And a waste of, I can never support such a nonsense. NADCO is nonsense.
Well, what's your take on this? Leave a comment down below. Thanks for tuning in. Share this video. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.